The kids are Nimrods. All right, the kids.
Things have changed. Getting you the therapy.
All right, the kids are Nimrods. So first of all, Rosh Sivan is a major landmark in the Sphira. That's why it's very important. It's Rosh Chodesh, and we're getting together. But this is a very big landmark. The Sforim point out today is the 45th day of the Omer. So first of all, this is of special significance to us because we are living in the tkufa of the 45th president, 45, Donald Trump, right? But
the shame with the milui.
No, so now
that's the kavanah when you say the bracha.
Right. So now the 45th day. So the Shulach Kodesh points out 45th day of the Yom 45 is Gematria Adam. Adam, that if
Adam David Mashiach.
Right. If every day of the Omer is like another brush stroke on a canvas, like today we finished painting a person, right? It's Adam. Now Shavuos is Gematria Ha-Adam, that we have to still, steig and get the mile of term, become Choshev. But Mamash, this is the day where we become Adam, right? Now we're just waiting to, get the further elevation. So now what does it say regarding Rosh Chodesh Sivan, and fits that every year, the week of Rosh Chodesh Sivan, we start Sefer Bamidbar. So it says, B'chodesh HaShlishi, L'tzeis b'nei Yisrael Eretz Yisrael, Bayom Hazeh Bo Midbar Sinai. They came to Midbar Sinai on Rosh Chodesh Sivan. So it's like mamash apropos that every year, the week of Rosh Chodesh Sivan is also Sefer Bamidbar, because that's what happened on Rosh Chodesh Sivan. We came to Midbar Sinai. And Kayadua Chazal tell us that the Torah was given be'esh, b'mayim, u'b'midbar. Right, that midbar is an essential component. That you wouldn't go through fire, you got to be willing to go through water. But you also have to be willing to be a midbar. That ain't divrei Torah nickname, elamisha mesim atzmo kamidbar. Midbar's hefker hakol dashim ba. Wide open, everyone could just walk through it. So we have to understand what that means. But Rashi brings the Chazal right there. Bayom hazeh bo midbar Sinai. On this day they came midbar Sinai. It should have said Bayom hahu on that day, because it's about what happened in the past. So Rashi brings the Chazal that from here, divrei Torah should be perpetually new to you, as if today they were given. Why is it said here when they came to midbar Sinai? It should be said next week when they got the Torah. It's like, give me the remez that divrei Torah should be new every single day, a week ahead in advance. Why is the remez that divrei Torah shows be like new today? On this day they came to midbar Sinai. Right? So then the pasuk goes on and says, Vayisum refudim, Vayachanu b'midbar Sinai, Vayichan sham Yisrael keneged nahar. So everyone knows famous, which you have to understand what it means. But the thing is like this, it always says Bo Midbar Sinai, so you have to tell me, Vayisu Merufim, Vayachanu Midbar Sinai. So Rashi says part of the picture, it says they left Refidim b'tshuva, so they also came to Midbar Sinai b'tshuva. Right? But why is the remez? They left and they came, and you say it after they came to Midbar Sinai already, that they came from Refidim and came to Midbar Sinai. All right, so to connect all the dots very much, Bekitzer Nimrods, right? To and understand what this has to do with Rosh Chodesh Sivan. So Sefer Yetzirah says regarding the koach of Chodesh Sivan, Himlich, according to most Girsos, Himlich Os Zayin Behiluch. What reigns in this month is the letter Zayin in walking. The letter Zayin in walking. The Goyen has a slightly different Girsa, Himlich Os Zayin Bere'iyah. Right, we're seeing, right, and it's also and also they have two different gesos, whether it's the in the guf it's the left leg or if it's the right eye. According to Goyen, it's re'iyah, it's the right eye. According to most gesos, if it's here, it's the left leg, right? But to explain it all, right, the pshat is like this, right? We read in last week's parsha in Bechukosai Te Lechu Shetiu Amelim Batar. Rashi says it can't mean to keep the mitzvahs because it says it's Mishpatai Tishmaru. But why is it look like walk with the mitzvahs called Amelus Batara, right? Because the pshat is like this, right? The Torah has to be a process. It has to be Amelus Batara. What does it mean Amelus Batara, right? Why do you have to be Amelus Batara? Why can't I just sit in an easy chair and learn Torah wherever sinks in, sinks in? And if I absorb a lot of learning, in a comfortable position, what's wrong with that? No, because Torah has to be halicha, progress. movement, right? That every single day, right? It should never be that you're holding in the same place. You're constantly moving to higher and higher hasagas, right? Never standing in one place, right? So now that's the amazing thing, right? The Moshe Rabbeinu goes to Shemayim to be Makabel Torah after Shavuos to bring it down to earth. Malchei Ashras want to kick him out, right? So the Rebbe Shem says, let's have a debate. Moshe Rabbeinu echos bekisei kvodi v'achsalem tshuva. I want you to grab it to and answer them. You're not taking the Torah for nothing. You're going to have to answer the Tainis Melachim. So what did Moshe Rabbeinu tell them? Right? You don't have an av ve'ein. You don't have money. You don't have kinah, sinah, v'tacharus. So all the mitzvahs don't apply to you. You know what the problem was with the Malachim? They didn't have a Jewish lawyer like we did. Because, why'd they lose? I would have given the Torah to the Malachim. They're saying that they're holy, they're pure, right? Moshe Rabbeinu said, we're dirty, right? We have Yetzer Hara. We fight, and we have jealousy, and we do all these terrible things. Why did we get the Torah with such a time? So Pshat is like this. Because Rebbe Shem didn't want the Torah to sit still. Rebbe Shem created a Torah that the Torah should make a difference. And Moshe Rabbeinu is saying this, if the Torah stays by you guys, all right, you'll enjoy it. But you guys are going to say the same. Right. If we get the Torah, the world will change because the world's full of bad stuff. We bring the Torah down, the world will change from bad to good. You leave the Torah in heaven, what change is there going to be? No work will be done. There's going to be transition if you give us the Torah, right? And that's why the Adam is called a holech. He's a walker. He changes. But you can also change for the bad, but you can also change for the good. That's the stakes. If you're able to change, of course it can go both ways, but it's kedai for the chance to make things better and change things for the better. And that's what Hiluch represents. Malachim don't walk. It says, right, Malachim are called Omdim. The Navi says, Satcha Mahalchim, you will walk Beina Omdim, from these angels that stand. They are called Omdim. They don't move. They don't change. The way Malach is created, the way Malach will be for the rest of its existence. The Odom is a Holich. He could go from Madrega to Madrega. That's what the Rebbe Shem wanted. And that's what the Gemara says in a few places. Tzadikim en lem menucha. Shenemar yelchu mechayel ochayel. Yelchu mechayel ochayel. And that's in Bechukosai Telechu. Still remember Torah. Mil's Torah is that the Torah should never look the same. Right? You have to work hard, that you should uncover a different meaning and a different madrega. Halichos ela halachos. Right?
Why does holich hate?
You have to be holich. You have to always be holich. Right? Right? To be holich, you have to never be standing still. And really, and that's the and really Torah is perpetually new. Torah is infinite because it's from God. But if you are unchanging, if you are betzim, you can't move. So the way you understand Torah is not going to change because you can't change yourself. And because you can't change yourself, it'll always look the same to you, even though Torah is infinite. But because we can change, we can constantly see something new in Torah. Because I could change myself, I could change my mind, I could change my perspective, and Mimela see other things in Torah. But if I don't move, then Torah will always look the same to me, even though Torah is infinite. Because I'm always going to be makabel, feed my kalim. But if I could change, I could constantly see something new. Right? And that's what it means. Himlich o zayin behiluch. Right? The 7 midas, kaidur, 7 midas of teva. Right? The natural world, which is full of Yetzer Hara. But behiluch, we can walk. So of course it could cause you to walk backwards and regress, but you can also walk forwards and be metakinara. And turn that chison of being unstable into a mila of moving to a higher madrega in the positive. Right? But what's the key? How do you keep on moving? How do you keep on moving and never stop? Lemisha mesim atzmo kamidbar. You have to view yourself as desolate and unfinished. That's the key. If you think you're a finished product and you're done, you've skied already, right? You're never going to change. You're never going to see anything new. And that's what it means. You have to be mesim atzmo kamidbar. Midbar is nowhere. If a guy's in a midbar, he is not going to sit still because he'll die there. He's on the move. A guy in a midbar is constantly in a move. Midbar hakol dashim, where everyone walks through it. You don't stay in one place in a midbar because it's not civilization. You could stay put and park yourself. And that's why the remez is here. Bayom hazeh bo midbar Sinai. Bayom hazeh. On this day, right, that Divrei Torah should always be like new. You know what the key is? Right, I'm going to send it to you. I'll send it to you. Right? Shkoyach, David. This is just.
My sons are waiting. I'm sorry.
But this was great, and we're going to continue. I'm going to just a few minutes. Right? You have to be Mesim Atzel Kamidbar. A person has to understand, right, that he's not a finished product. I'm like a midbar, I'm desolate. And that's how you're always open to see new things. Because you think you know it already, you're never going to see anything new in Torah. And that's what it means. If a person ever says, I learned the Daf Gemara today, it looks the same as yesterday. You know why it looks the same as yesterday? Because you're looking at it with yesterday's eyes. Because you haven't changed. If you would change, the Daf Gemara would look different. You have to constantly be a holech, right? You have to constantly be in motion. And the key for that is, the yesod for that is to see yourself as a midbar. Right?
You know which people, right?
I'm making another word to go.
Okay. Do you know? You don't know?
Not yet. Soon.
Okay. It's okay. You later tell me. I added.
Right. So now just to we're coming full circle now. You know, so Bayom Azebo Midbar Sinai, Vayisu Refidim, Vayachanu Midbar Sinai. They went from Refidim, and so Rashi says just like Refidim, they did tshuva, so they also come to Sinai with tshuva, and it's all alluded to in their leaving and coming. Because the pshat is like this. You know what their big chet was in Refidim? They said Hayesh Hashem B'Kirbeinu Im Ayin, and then Vayavu Amalek. So the Zohar explains, right, that they asked, should we just have only bitachon? That's ayin. May ayin yovas. Our help will come from Hashem out of nowhere, and we do nothing, right? May ayin yovas. Or hayesh Hashem b'kirbeinu, Hashem is in our midst. He'll bless our hishtalos. Should we make hishtalos or just have bitachon? And they asked it, says the Zohar, as is it this or is it that? As if they decided it has to be either or. That was their chet. They did it b'nisyoina. Al nasosam al Hashem leim Hashem b'kirbeinu ayin. They decided, they thought they had it all figured out, and it has to be either this or that, right? Right? And the truth is that, it was wrong. It was wrong. It could be sometimes this, sometimes that. It could be a synthesis of both. They thought they had it all figured out, and that was the chet. And that's from Vayavu Amalek. And what happened as a result? They had to learn to juggle both, hishtadlus and bitachon. Moshe Rabbeinu with the hands up is that everything's from Hashem. We surrender our hands to Hashem, and yet at the same time, Yoshua watching the hands up. With the people had to be mishtadl with the sword. They had to learn to balance. You have to go with bitachon and with hishtadlus. It's not a contradiction. You decided it was a contradiction. That's the problem. They thought they had it all figured out. You think you have it all figured out? You're not going to see anything in Torah more than what you're willing to be makabel. You have to be totally open. You have to be totally open and not assume you have everything figured out. And that's what it means. Vayisu Refidim, they left Refidim. Because Refidim was where they did the chet of thinking they had it all figured out. Vayavo Midbar Sinai, they came to the Midbar, said, we're a Midbar, we're desolate, we're wide open. We're not going to sit still. In the Midbar, you don't sit still. We're going to constantly be on the move, constantly never view ourselves as finished. Always view ourselves desolate. And that's the tshuva. They left Refidim where they thought they had it all figured out. Vayavo Midbar Sinai, they come to the Midbar, we're going to be like a Midbar. Never view ourselves as finished. Always open to new ideas. Never view ourselves as having made it or having it all figured out. Right? And mimela, when a person is like that, so what's after that? Vayichan Yisrael K'neged Ahar, Ki Shechad B'Lev Echad. Then all of a sudden, all the contradictions. Ki Shechad B'Lev Echad. One person, one heart. A lot of different people, a lot of different ideas, right? Chazal say, Kashem Shem Partzusem Shavim, Kachen Del Shem. Everybody has his own face, everyone has his own mentality. And it says, Ki Shechad B'Lev Echad. They resolved all the contradictions. Because you know why contradictions seem like contradictions? Because you think they're irresolvable. You've decided that they're irresolvable. Everything's resolvable. It all comes from one God. So everything's resolvable. So it all fits his master plan. He created everything. He created all the different factors. He created all the different things. Everything's got to be resolvable. But it's resolvable if you're willing to change. If you're stuck in your mentality, to you, certain things will be what can be done, and certain things will be what can't be done. And it'll never change. If you're willing to move and look forward, and that's Veichad Sham Yisogad, they look forward towards the Har, right? Look forward, you could have a whole world of new possibilities open to you. If you don't think you have it all, but rather look forward to learning new things, like they faced Har Sinai, then Ki Shechad B'Lev Echad, they saw all contradictions are resolvable. It's just the process of learning and changing your mentality, because it's all the contradictions. Your current mentality, these things are irreconcilable. But if you're willing to change your mentality, everything could be reconciled. Everything ought to be reconciled, because there's one God that created all different factors. There's one God that created all the different mentalities. Everything has its shurish in the Torah. Stako baraisa bar alma. So all the different opposite things came from the same Torah. It has to be resolvable. To you, it's not resolvable in your mentality. But if you're willing to change and look forward, you could feel how all the steeris could all be misyashe. Everything could be synthesized if you're willing to look forward. And then with that, we could get into what the Goyen says. That's keneged re'iyah. Because in sight, my Rebbe, Moshe Shapiro, used to say, hearing is right here in the now and the present. You hear, right, what you're being told, and you can only hear one word at a time. Trei koli lo mishtamayim. They can't hear two different things at the same time, right? Right. However, in re'iyah, in sight, right now I'm looking at this whole table, and I'm seeing a lot of different things simultaneously. That bottle, and I'm looking in the same time, simultaneously. In re'iyah, you see a lot of things together. I see when I see the background against you. Shmiya is only in the here and now. And that's why Shmiya also means Havana, understanding. This is the way I understand it now. Re'iyah, perspective, you could, as you say, look forward. Like Ezu Chacham Haroes Hanolad. And that's and by as the Goyen explains, by Matan Torah they're zochet to cholam roim esakos. They didn't just hear the kailos, they saw them. Right? But in the sense, or as this form explained, that they had all the milos of re'iyah, of seeing that this is not, it's beyond what I'm hearing. It goes on and on and on, as in looking forward. Hearing is just what I hear now. It's in me right here in the moment. Seeing, you could see ahead, and in perspective, you could have more than one thing, as opposed to hearing is one thing at a time. And that's also himech ozayim b're'iyah, right? They saw and they looked at it and they were roim esakolos. So on Rosh Sivan already, where we're working on our midas of how to be makable Torah, the big threshold that we reach on Rosh Sivan is this element of being mesim atzmo kamidbar. We reach the maturity if we grow. If it's called that we were born on Pesach and we're growing up during the Omer, and Shavuos, the Sforim says, like our bar mitzvah. That's why we become chayiv in mitzvahs. Shavuos is like our bar mitzvah, and this is like Rosh Hashanah is like right before bar mitzvah. You're developing a maturity that enables you to become a bar das and take on. That we get this maturity that you have to constantly be on the move. Behiluch, you have to be mesim atzmacha kamidbar, right? That you're never a finished product. You're never made it. You're always in the midbar, always on the move. You can't stay in the midbar. You got to be on the move, right? And that's what I understand today. That's good for here and now, but I'm not staying here. I'm on the move. I'm not finished. I'm not a finished product. I'm not staying in one place. I'm going to be a holich. I'm going to be an Omer Batorah, and I'm going to understand everything tomorrow. And that's all gematria Odom, because that's the difference between an Odom and a behemoth. A dog, just bought a golden retriever, right? A dog is a dog is a dog is a dog. It doesn't change. It gets a little bit bigger, learns a few tricks, but nothing. What it learns eventually, it could have also learned the day it was born also. It doesn't change be'etzem. The Odom is willing to change, willing to grow. change, in the mind, change perspective. Lahavdil. What can you say? You have to say the truth, no matter who says it. Ben Gurion, changed his policies, and that's he used to hold, this. So he answered, Rak chamor lo mishtadel. A donkey doesn't change his mind. People change their minds. Mara. Yeah, I changed my mind, changed the policies. A donkey doesn't change its mind. And he's right. It's, the Adam is a holich be'etzem in the intellectual and spiritual sense of going mimadyechu mechayil el chayil. On this day, the 45th day of the Omer, Gematria Adam. Right, we attain this level, Bo Midbar Sinai, that we're willing to change. Never view ourselves as a finished product. Never view ourselves as done. Till the day you die, you're learning new stuff, and you're constantly changing your mentality and changing your madrega, yom, and we have to reach this before Matan Torah. Because we have to get this midah of being willing to change. That's why the remes, the Divrei Torah should always look new to you, is here. We have to acquire this midah before we get the Torah. Otherwise, the Torah could stay by the malachim. Malachim don't change. So if give the Torah to those who don't change, give the Torah to the angels. The Adam gets the Torah because the Adam is able and willing to change. That's the godless of the Adam that makes him more than Bema and more than a Malach. And we have to get that midah in order ahead of getting the Torah. So we should get the Torah, not the Malachim, and that's the threshold that we cross on this day of Rosh Chodesh Sivan. Shkoyach Yori, thank you for sponsoring it. Shkoyach.